To control the types of files that users can save, we can create a file screen. So if I expand my file screening management, if I select file screens, I can create a new file screen. Now this is unrelated to quotas, but there are a lot of similarities. You'll notice we have file screen templates that show up. There's already a template for blocking audio and video files, for blocking email, executables, images. So templates exist for a lot of the common things that you would typically want to block or monitor. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my file screens and I'm going to create a file screen. This wants me to set a path. I'm just going to browse to one of the folders we use for the quota. So I'm going to open my C drive and I'm going to choose this user data. It wants to use a template. So it's asking if I want to derive properties from this file screen template. Gives us the list of templates that we just saw here under the file screen templates. Instead of using a template, I'm going to define custom properties. Now, when I create this, it can be active or passive. That is comparable to a hard or soft quota. An active screen will not allow you to save a certain type of file. For example, if I choose audio and video, that's going to cover files like MP4, MP3, MPEG, just any type of audio or video file. You would not be allowed to save it. If I choose passive, allow users to save files, but it's used for monitoring. So you could save an audio and video file, but I could then generate a report and it would tell me that Bob Ross saved an MP3 file into this folder. So comparable to the hard and soft with the quotas. But I'm just going to choose active for now. Now the audio and video, if you specifically want to know what they are, these are file groups. If you selected file groups here, this is exactly what you would have seen. Audio and video, backup, compressed, email. So I can select as many of these as I want. Or I can even create new groups. But I'm going to edit this audio and video. I can see all the extensions that show up. If I wanted to add a new extension, I'm just going to make up a bogus extension. I'm going to say star.123 and add. When I add that, you'll see that extension shows up. So now it will look for any file that has that or any other extension in this list. Now, if you wanted an exception for some reason, you could actually exclude an individual file. So if I did have, I'm going to just name it company song.mp3. I could add this as an exclusion and you would be able to save this one file by name. The other option we have, let's say as I go through the list, you'll see WAV files are in the list. Maybe we want you to be able to save a WAV file. I've been in environments where your voicemail is automatically sent to your email as an audio file. You can just click on it and you can listen to it. You can choose the format, but let's say we have that in a WAV format that gets emailed to my users, and we're okay if they save these voicemail files. But I don't want you saving other types of files. If that's true, I could simply remove the WAV and it's no longer in the list. Now you could save any type of WAV file. So we just customize that as much as we want. And if you wanted other types of files, we could choose email, whatever files you want. You could define at this level. I could also create a new group. You just give it a name and you define whatever file extensions you want, and it's just your custom file screen group. So both pretty straightforward to actually work with. Really just depends on your needs. Like quotas, I can define notifications. So I could have an email sent to the administrator, an email sent to the user that violates the file screen. I can have this logged in Event Viewer. We could have a command or script actually run. And I could also have this generate a report. You'll see file screen audit is in the list. So that would be an option. Same notification options that we had for our quotas. But I'm just going to OK that. So I made this apply to C user-data. It's an active file screen. It is applying to audio and video files, and I did select email as well. So email extensions like PST, OST, those types of extensions. And the only notification is in the event log. Well, when I create this, very similar to how the quotas worked, it defaults to save this as a custom template. Well, I'm just going to name this RTS data restrictions. I could have chose to save this without creating a template if I wanted to, but I'm just going to have a template generated. You'll see it now says source template, RTS data restrictions. That is the restriction. Screening type is active. File groups, we did audio and video, and email, the name of the template, and the match template, yes. Well, I'm going to slide this over a bit. If I go back and create another file screen, I'm going to make it this time apply to the finance users folder on the C drive. So I'll just click OK for that. And I'm going to choose RTS data restrictions as a template, the one we just created. And I'll create. Again, this works just like quotas. You'll notice they're grouped together under the RTS data restrictions template. This says match template yes. It can be kind of tricky to adjust some of these windows. But I know that both of these folders, the user data and finance users, both match the template. If I were to go edit one of these file screen properties, and I'm just going to choose executable files, I'm going to add to this, and I'll just click OK. You'll see now the finance users says match template no, because I added that executables files extension. Now, if I go back to my template and I edit the template itself, I could switch this to passive. I could choose some other option here, but I'm going to say I'm going to make it passive. And I'm just going to choose OK for that. Now it says, do you want to apply template only to derived file screens that match the original template? Do you want to apply a template to all derived file screens? Meaning it's going to change whether it said yes or no in that match template. It's going to make that change apply to all. Or do not apply a template to derived file screens. Only new folders that you apply this template to would actually get that change. But I'm going to say OK with the middle one selected. Apply template to all derived file screens. So when I choose OK, if I go back to my file screens, as expected, both now say match template yes, and you'll see the screening type is passive for both of those, so we'll just modify that on both. Now, if I click on the file groups here, I can see exactly what's in like the audio video, and I did exclude the company song.mp3, but with this, you could see the email files, OST, PST, MSG, all common files. And I could also create a new file group. I can do that here, or I could have done that on the file screen templates itself. It actually gave me the option to do that. So pretty user-friendly.